When your shadow stretches to the darkest zones, it means you have begun exploring the parts of yourself that the society, your trauma, or even your own ego taught you to avoid. You know, things like anger, shame, desire, grief, insecurity, fear, name them. But to go that deep into the darkest zone is not without risk. Let's start with the strength of darkness. When you willingly step into your own darkness, not to escape that is, but to understand it, you unlock resilience and power that can't be found in comfort. Because you stop fearing parts of yourself you used to run from. You recognize that your darkness holds wisdom, not just wounds. You become whole, no longer splitting into a good and bad self. You know, you grow strong, not because you conquered darkness, but because you integrated it, you know. Your shadow becomes your ally. It sharpens your discernment, strengthens your boundaries, and deepens your empathy. But the key phrase here is you have to be fully aware. Because that darkness is going to stare back. Have you ever heard of that quote? Yeah, if you stare at the abyss for too long, the abyss gazes also into you. That is a psychological reality. The more time you spend in the darkness, whether your own or even that of others, the more likely it is to consume you if you are not rooted in awareness. If you dive into shadow work for revenge or even ego, it will hollow you. If you become obsessed with trauma, pain, or even control, it will reprogram your identity. If you explore rage without healing, you risk becoming what once hurt you. That's the danger. The abyss doesn't just sit there. It mirrors, it absorbs, it pulls. That's the risk of darkness. And if you're not clear on your why, if you don't ground yourself in purpose, truth, and self-compassion, you risk being swallowed by the very darkness you sought to master. My people, heal. Heal.